Hello, Libra. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name's Paul. If Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here we have the Princess of Wands as your first card. This is somebody who is pretty spunky, right? This is somebody with a lot of vitality, a lot of energy, a lot of impulse, yeah? A lot of creativity, a lot of fire. I think you're somebody who likes to experience the excitement of the moment. And sometimes, this might be that we end up bouncing from one thing to the other rather quickly because we're following that excitement. We're following that impulse, and it's kind of like when the energy's not there for something anymore, when I'm just not feeling it anymore, I move on. And I go to the next thing that keeps that fire going, right? This is a fire that we're constantly sort of stoking, yeah. I feel like you're somebody who can take risks, can take calculated risks. We're sort of dancing with the tiger with this card. That little tiger there. I think you're ready for excitement. You're ready to dance. Yeah. You're somebody who I feel right now like there's just this excitement. Like we want to dance through the streets. We want to celebrate. We want to shout it from the mountaintops. There's something very exciting going on in your life right now. And we need to put this card into a little bit of context so we can see what that might be and how we're dealing with things. Oh, okay, we've got a Knight of Cups here. We have an Empress energy. We have a Knight of Pentacles. We have a Prince of Swords, and we have the universe. We have the world here. Three of Wands. Four of Swords. 10 of Cups. Look at that, jackpot. And we have an 8, more excitement, more of this vibrant energy, a lot of sparks, a lot of chemistry for you, okay? Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And we're going to set it down right over here. We're going to put Jimbo, the Lizard King, aka Mr. Lizard, right there on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card could be, put your prediction in the comments down below. Now, as we look around the room, we see 1, 2 major arcana cards. We see 1, 2, 3 fire cards. We see some good water. Good water. We've got a little bit of air, and we got a little bit of earth. Okay. Now, the Knight of Cups, I feel like somebody's coming into your life right now that's really going to excite you. I think what we're excited about here is a new relationship. It could be a friendship, it could be a romance, it could be really anything. But it's something that we we want to engage with more and more and more, something that really is kind of captivating us. The Knight of Cups is all about the giving and receiving of love and affection. It's a supportive exchange, it's reciprocal, it's empowering, it's enlightening. This is a relationship, I don't know with whom. It may be a Cancer sign person. But this is a situation where we feel inspired, where we feel supported, we feel loved. We want to give ourselves over to something. It's a passion. right? This is not just an affair. This is not just a fling. This is not just one kind of exciting moment and that's it. I feel like this is something that really we can see a future here with this thing. It may be a person. It may be a path. It may be, it may be a job even. It may be a creative endeavor. But it's something that we really want to like give our hearts to. We're falling in love here. Really falling in love with something and seeing a future. It's not just exciting for now. It's something that like, hey, this could really be like, this could be something long term. Yeah. And the Knight of Cups is about the expression of love. It's about compassion, kindness. It's about giving our gift to the world, or really having that desire to give ourselves over to something. We're kind of, we're sort of, it's an offering. You see, we got that bowl full of that good crab curry, right? And we're offering it as a gift to something or someone. And we're saying, this is me kind of on a plate, maybe you're cooking for somebody, or, it's that idea that we want to share who we are with somebody. Okay, I feel like this is very exciting for you, and really it's a passion. And this doesn't have to be a romance, okay? I can hear the groans, I can feel the eye rolls. It doesn't have to be romance, but it could be. But it is definitely a passion for something. In all of our adventures and all of our experimenting and kind of, being creative and sort of taking risks and exploring, we're finding something that really captivates our heart and makes us want to stay for a while, okay? This could be a person, a place, a thing, could be a pet, a plant, I don't know. But we're falling in love with it. Maybe it's cooking. Maybe it's an art form. Maybe it's a sport or a skill or something, right? Really, we're discovering something that really makes us feel something absolutely amazing. Maybe it's a new band. Maybe you're discovering a talent or something, or a new interest that you have. Maybe you're falling in love with a place. Okay, you get the idea. But this is a wonderful combination. Now, underneath the surface, you've got your Empress energy. You're the kind of person that is very giving. I think that you tend to nurture things in your life. You tend to, it's kind of like we know that if we were to be given the right thing, that we could really make something wonderful with it, right? And the thing about the Princess of Wands is that it's kind of following that impulse, and it's looking for something. This is like a bee that's buzzing around to all these different flowers, trying to find the one that's got what it needs. Because then once we find that thing, it's an art form, it's a skill, it's the interests that we have, something that really sparks our heart in a real deep way and gives us that feeling of, oh, this is it. This passion, right? It feels like we've hit the jackpot. We know that we can really give ourselves to it. You have an ability to devote yourself to something. This is a card that's fully devoted. This is an energy that wants to give and give and give. Like, the way that a mother is going to grow the child inside of her, right? Giving of all of my time, effort, energy, and or money to something because I know what it can become. If I provide for it what it needs, it's going to continue to grow. So you're a provider in that way. Okay? I think you're very sensitive to the feelings of others. You're very compassionate. And I think that given the right circumstances, you can achieve far beyond what you ever dreamed of achieving. I think your life is really changing now. And I think that that eventually you're meant to have that thing in your life that you really need to give yourself over to make sacrifices. The Empress is the one that can bleed and sweat and cry for what it loves, because that's what it takes. All the blood, sweat, and tears, whatever I need to put into this, I'm going to put into it. I'm devoted to it. And there's no sacrifice too great to turn this into, the extraordinary thing that it should be. Yeah. So I think you're really willing to accept, you're ready to accept this new love into your life, and you're going to cherish it, you're going to nurture it and nourish it, and it's going to flourish. Yeah. It's something that the more energy we put into it, the more we get out of it. I think we're ready to have that. We're ready to be devoted to something and help it to transform and be part of that process. It brings out the very best of our lives. In the background, we have a Knight of Pentacles. Okay. I feel that we got out of a recent situation. Okay, and it's a knight. The knights are looking at the future. The knights are looking at the top of the mountain and kind of understanding, what the goals are, and having a particular type of goal. And I think that we kind of got out of this. I feel like this was something that wasn't fulfilling to you, something to you that may have felt a little dull. Okay, maybe we're talking about a job here. A career, life path. Maybe it's a relationship. But this is something that we kind of we're looking at the future, and we're kind of thinking, I don't know, it seems like it would be good. I mean, in a very practical way, it would work. But maybe it wasn't exciting, it wasn't enough, it wasn't deep enough, rich enough, didn't have that passion to it. Yeah, it seemed kind of dull. Practically speaking, yeah, it would have paid the bills, it would have been just fine, you would have had a lot of success, etc. But you didn't have that creativity. It didn't excite you. You didn't love it. You didn't feel passionate about it. And so I think that you turned it down. The job, the relationship, the adventure, that quest. You said, wait, no, that's not for me. That's not what I want. Because what the Knight of Pentacles is looking at is the 10 of Pentacles. What the Knight of Cups is looking at is the 10 of Cups. If we would have taken this job or this relationship, it wouldn't have been satisfying or fulfilling. And I think you knew that about yourself. And so either we were in the middle of this and you said, no, thank you, I'm sorry, I don't want to do it anymore. Or we turned it down from the very beginning, either way. Because looking at the 10 of Pentacles, we would have seen it as being a rather empty life. The 10 of Pentacles by themselves are hollow. We need the water energy. So you've now found something, the Knight, right? The Knights are always looking at the future. The Knights are always ready to begin something. You turned down, or you ended something kind of before it began, really, that wasn't going to be fulfilling. It wasn't going to give you the emotional experience of satisfaction and fulfillment that you're searching for in life. And you know yourself well enough to know that this is what you need. So you turned this down, and now you're going to begin something that does have heart, that does feel like it's going to lead to this, your ultimate fulfillment and satisfaction, your dream come true life. That picture perfect happiness. Because the Knights are all about beginning. I'm happy you didn't begin this. Because this is what you really want. This is what really excites you, what really is going to fulfill you. This is what we feel like is the path with heart for us. See? So the beginnings here, we said no to this beginning, and instead we're going to begin this one. It may be that you had the choice of quests, right? Endeavors, which project you wanted to take on, which life path you wanted to walk. Maybe you had the choice of lovers. Maybe you had the choice of jobs. We said no to this one, and I think you're going to be very, very happy that you did, because this is the one that's meant for you. Now, up above everything, we have a Prince of Swords. I think you're somebody that you can really commit to things, and that I think is important here. you have this ability to give yourself utterly and completely over to a path and be 100,000% involved in there and committed. And the idea is that in your mind, if you have any kind of doubts or hesitation, I think it's a big signal to you that's, wait, whoa, maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't do this. If there's any part of you that's saying, like, well, I don't know, maybe, it's kind of like, whoa, that shouldn't be there. It should be, it should be a rush of energy. It should be a passion. You should feel it in your bones that this is right. This is kind of a card that's saying, well, I'm kind of on the fence of it. And I'm not really sure, Maybe I should just stick with the practical stuff because that's going to be better for me. I know where that path is going. This might be more predictable, but not fulfilling. This may be a little bit more volatile and emotional, a little bit more of a roller coaster, but this is something that can lead to all that good stuff, all that satisfaction, the real fulfillment of life. I think you'd rather take a risk on passion than to forego the risk and settle for what is predictable, but won't be really all that satisfying. And now the Prince of Swords is the one that kind of needs to make up their mind, kind of on the fence of something. But I think for you, if you're on the fence, then that kind of means like, well, it's obviously not this other thing. If we're unsure, well, I don't know if I should take that job or not. Nope. It's kind of like that's a big red flag that says, no, I shouldn't. And so I think you really trust your intuition in that way. Now, this is a card that's related to the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is the star. Aquarius is that guiding light in our life. And it's kind of like in your mind, that if you're not saying heck yes, with all your bones, with everything about, with your entire energy saying, yes, let's do it, you're basically saying no. You're kind of all in, or you know that that's a signal from your spirit saying this isn't meant for you. Because there's a little bit of doubt, that hesitation. I feel like that's a big red flag for you. Yeah. The Spirit's saying that you're not close with your family of origin, or I guess either the house you grew up in or the people that raised you. I think you're not close with them anymore. I think you have the ability to make really difficult choices in your life, and I think that you trust in your feelings, you trust in your gut. You trust in that instinct. You trust in your impulses that say, look, if I'm not feeling it, then that's a big major signal, big red flag. Not feeling it, right? On the other hand, when you are feeling it, I think you trust it. I think you go with your heart rather than with the practical, the Knight of Pentacles saying, well, it would make more sense if I went that route. That's a more guaranteed path. That's not you. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna follow your heart, and you're gonna say, this may not be the guaranteed path, but this is the path that's gonna be more fulfilling either way. There's more potential here, right? This is nice. I feel like you're always hearing music in your head, yeah? There's like a song that keeps repeating. It's like you have a theme song right now in your life. What is that song? It's your theme song right now. Leave a comment if you know what I'm talking about. In the future position, we have the universe, the world. I feel like your whole life is in front of you right now. This is a card of completion. This is a card of eternity. This is the card of like a never-ending kind of love, never-ending joy here. It's like you've got the whole world in front of you. The whole world in your hands. I feel like you're kind of on top of the world is the feeling I'm getting. Okay. In the very near future for you, there's going to be a slight delay in this relationship. And I think it has something to do with somebody having to travel, and there's some kind of a delay in meeting up with them. This might be someone that's long distance for you already, right? there's some kind of a delay. But don't fret about that. Spirit's saying it is what it is. There's no hidden meaning behind it. There's just a delay. It's like a flight didn't connect. There's nothing you can do about it. Things are going to be okay. Things are going to come together. There will be a union, but it might take a little extra time, few extra days, is what I'm feeling, okay? You broke your glasses recently, or somebody broke their glasses. Maybe that's kind of part of something. Or there's something that's interrupting the plans that you had with this person. Yeah. Okay. Path of the Serpent. Let's talk about these cards. Yeah. The Three of Wands is a card of virtue. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. The readings are free, and they do support the channel. Every subscription makes a difference with the algorithm. Okay, I appreciate you. The Three of Wands is your general energy. It's virtue. This is you kind of trusting the beginning of something. This is you knowing who you are. You know why you're here. You trust in yourself. You have a spiritual GPS. And this is something inside of you that's telling you this is right. This is the right move. Engage with this thing. Take this risk and follow your passion now because it's the right move. Okay? This is the card of really feeling a potential, feeling the correctness of something. It's a card of identity. This is the sun in Aries. It's kind of like saying, I have a very clear understanding of what I'm getting myself into. I think you're somebody that, you do take risks and you do follow your heart a lot. And I think that you understand full well what that means and what that implies and what the risks are. You're fully informed, And I think that you're different than a lot of people. I think you're unique. I think you have your own special way about you. Yeah. And you're probably a lot of fun to be around, but you're probably sensitive, You're fun to be around, and you're very engaging, and you're very friendly until you get that kind of that bad feeling or that red flag, and then you can very easily say, I'm out of here. Okay. You're concerned with other people's feelings, but not over much. Not more than you need to be. Okay? Like you're not going to give somebody another chance, second chance, third chance, fourth chance. Well, maybe I'm wrong about them. Well, maybe I'm wrong about them. No, somebody does something once and you're like, hey, I'm out of here. Taking my stuff, I'm leaving. Okay? You're very strong-willed, very confident person. Really fiery right now. Right? Really fiery. And it feels good. Feels vibrant, feels youthful. In your environment, you have a Four of Swords. Okay. In the position of your relationships, in position of your environment, okay? I think that there's a relationship in your life right now where we sort of have to have a conversation. With a 4, anytime we get a 4, right, we start looking for the 5. And I think what we need is a conversation with someone. It could be that we are still sort of not so much obligated in this situation back here, but it would be a good idea to kind of make it official that I'm turning this down and that I'm taking this one instead. We don't want there to be any ambiguity. Okay, we don't want to seem as if we're kind of on the fence or that we're playing both sides. Okay, or that we don't want there to be any perception that there's some overlap. I think there's another person in your life. There's something going on with a father figure here. And maybe this is the family of origin, but I feel like there hasn't been any contact with a family member. I think it's an older male energy for a while. I think they're trying to contact you. I think they want to not so much reconcile, but just like have closure. Okay, so I feel that you've been resistant to that, and it might be a good idea for you to maybe just think about that, about having that conversation to have that closure, or just kind of letting bygones be bygones, water under the bridge, forgiving and forgetting, doesn't mean that person has to stay in your life or return to your life, but it might be a good way for you to have some closure and to let go of something if we were just have that conversation. Okay? The next card is in the fear, worry, and concern position, that 10 of Cups. Satiety, fulfillment, the absolute best life, the dream come true life. I think the worry is that if we take this, it's not going to happen. We take this, we don't get this necessarily. I think we kind of know it's kind of a predictable path, and I know myself enough to say this isn't going to do it. Okay? I think when we have the Knight of Cups and the 10 of Cups, this is saying, yeah, this is very likely to come together, for there to be this sort of fulfillment and completion. This is a path that I can complete, that I can stick with this for a long time. Maybe we know about ourselves, if we were to take the Knight of Pentacles path, I don't think I could make it to the end, because I don't feel it. I don't feel the passion or the excitement. I don't love it. So I don't think I'd be able to finish it. I don't think I'd follow through. I'd end up getting bored and leaving. I'd end up, something would happen. I'd end up getting out of there. I would say, nah. But with this one, I think we can see the 10 of Cups, and we can say, yeah, I can see myself doing this for a long time. This is something I can stick with. Maybe with the 10 of Pentacles, we can't see, or with the Knight of Pentacles, we can't see the 10. If you look at this card, you can't see the summit of the mountain. Maybe it's like, I can't see myself sticking with this for a long time. Now, Spirit's saying there's something special about your clothes. You're like kind of a flashy dresser, or you have like some kind of a unique aspect to the way you dress lately. Yeah, I feel like it's very fun, very vibrant. But like I said, you can't see the summit here, and we may be admitting that to ourselves, saying, I know that if I took that path, if I went on this route, I know that I would end up leaving before too long. So having that ability to know ourselves, that's part of our 3 of Wands, our identity. I know who I am. I know myself. And I wouldn't be able to stick with that. But this one, I think we can. We can see the 10 of Cups. And we can say, it's very likely that I'll stick with this all the way. I'll see it all the way through. Okay. And then, of course, our next card is the 8 of Wands, and that is this burst of excitement. I feel like this is us going all in. Okay? This is us kind of taking that journey over the rainbow, giving ourselves over to this fiery creative impulse, this passion, this love. And this, to me, this is chemistry. To me, this is fireworks. To me, this is, we're not being pulled in 2 different directions. We're going all in for one direction. Not the band, but, toward this other person, this new person, or this new thing, this new path. Okay. And this is Mercury in Sagittarius up here, so it feels like we know and understand that this is the one, that if I put all my effort into this thing, if I shoot my arrow in that direction, I'm gonna hit the target. That it's gonna be worth it. Yeah. Let's look at our mystery card. Yeah. Position 11 is the guide. It represents the voice of the silence within you, and to me it feels as if this is going to be a confirmation of your choice here. Back to the 8 of Wands too. I'm feeling like after a delay, things are going to happen very quickly. Okay, I think that this is going to be a situation where there's been enough space between the 2 of you that things are going to happen very quick. And you're going to be okay with that because you know yourself, you trust yourself, and you have the ability to kind of to feel your way through and trust your instinct. If things don't feel right, you're gone. And so it's okay that things happen quickly now. I think there is going to be that delay, and then it's going to be a lot of chemistry. Okay. So for the mystery card, what are we expecting here? Maybe the Lover's card. Maybe some water energy, 2 of Cups, 3 of Cups, 7, 9, 10 of Cups. Okay. And I say 7 of Cups because at first it might be giving ourselves over to that indulgence, letting ourselves just kind of, sink into those feelings, into that pleasure, right? So any of the water energy, I think, would be quite nice. Let's see what we have. A Queen of Wands. Yes, okay, good. Queen of Wands, still passionate, still very fiery, right? You still have that fiery energy about you. But the Queen of Wands is talking about an ending, how we're processing an ending. And I think the message here is very, very clear. Do not linger on this thing. Cut this off quick. That's what the Queen of Wands can do. Right off like a Band-Aid, right? In one motion. Just ripping it off quick. Not slow, not lingering, no overlap. We're not feeling, we're not uncertain, we're not getting emotional over it. It's just kind of like, I know it's no, cutting it off quick. The Queen of Wands can process an ending like that. Saying, okay, I'm done with it. What am I doing now? Whereas the Queen of Cups is going to linger in that energy for a long time and slowly, separate ourselves from that. And so it's kind of, we're lingering too long. Yeah. I think the best course of action, what this card is saying, what we see also with our fire energy and the 8 of Wands, is that we need to make the decisions fast. It needs to be unambiguous, unequivocal. This, no. This, yes. Not kind of, oh, I'm not sure. We're not playing both sides. We're not kind of leading anybody on. We're making very, very firm decisions. Very direct, blunt. This is a very blunt energy. And it processes the ending very, very quickly. We're not leaving it open-ended. We're not leaving a little cliffhanger. No, we're saying, you know what? I quit. Or you know what? I do not want the job. Thank you. Goodbye. Or this relationship is over. There's no questions about it. There's no, processing the ending very quickly so it's not left uncertain. It's not left, it's that closure, right? And maybe that's what we need over here too with the 4 of Swords, is the ability to really not let anything linger. Not let there be any loose ends or any misperceptions, no misunderstandings. There's no way that you can interpret this any way than me saying goodbye, right? I think that's what we need, because you want to be fully ready and open and capable of committing to this new thing that I think is going to bring you a lot of joy in your life. Okay? Now, we're going to do an extended reading. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Libra on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.